My name is Quinn. I'm a recruitment event specialist in the Office of Admissions. So if you need anything along your admissions journey, please let me know. Please reach out. We would love to help you. And I do have some more information on this slide. It's going to be, or on this presentation, it's going to be short and sweet just because it is good information that I would love to share for you. But after this, I will hand it off to Rainey, who works in the School of Business here at Wichita State, and she has a lot more fun information for you. But first, I just kind of wanted to show you where we've been and where we're going with Wichita State, because it truly is the best time to be a shocker. I am very biased, but it is true. It is a great time. And for the last 3 years consecutively, we've had the largest freshman class in university history, which has been huge. That's been such a big accomplishment, especially for our office, because, that is what our goal is to recruit incoming students, freshmen and transfer, and our adult learners. So big accomplishment, and we're very, very proud of that. So kudos to all of our incoming students the past couple of years, and we're really excited for our class of 24 that will start next month. We're super excited. And we are also the #1 transfer destination in the state of Kansas for 13 years in a row. Woo woo! And we love our transfer students. There are several community colleges in the area, if any of you are familiar with that. And so we take a lot of love and dedication to our transfer students because they made a decision to go to a community college for different reasons, and we applaud them for that. And we think the next step in their higher education journey is to come to Wichita State. So hopefully that number increases in the next year. We would love to make it 14 years in a row. We are also the most diverse university in the state of Kansas, and of those students, 45% of them are first-generation students. We have several resources on campus that specifically support first-gen students because a lot of times they don't really know what's going on depending on their situation. We all know it's different for each student, but we want them applying for college, coming to college, and graduating college to be as easy as possible for them, just because they need support and we would love to support them. So different resources on campus, and if you have questions later, feel free to ask. But something that's coming up, hopefully in the fall, I'm pretty sure it's on track to open up for this fall semester, is our Shocker Student Success Center. And you can kind of see those two pictures in the bottom right, bottom middle / bottom right. And we used to, okay, Rainey will talk more about it later, but our business school used to be in Clinton Hall. They got a brand new building a couple years ago. It's wonderful, and it's in the background of Rainey's Zoom screen, but she will definitely show you more in depth later. But they moved, so they are turning Clinton Hall into the Shockers Success Center, where they are bringing in 16 of the Shocker resources in different departments on campus, all in one building. So on the picture on the right-hand side, all of those yellow spots are where they are currently being housed on campus, and they are very spread out. They are accessible, but if they could be put in one building, our goal is to be most accessible to our students as possible. And we thought the Shocker Success Center would be that solution. So that will be something that is coming up in the fall, and it is right next to the Radican Student Center, so RSC for short. So it'll be very easy for students to be in that central hub of campus, and it'll be right there. So we're really excited. Construction has been going on for a while, over a year, I believe. But we're very, very excited. I think a few of the departments or all of the departments moved in either yesterday or today. I was just talking to someone in the Office of Online and Adult Learning, and they moved in yesterday. So it was really exciting, and they're like, you have to come check it out. So I'm excited for us staff and the students to start checking it out next month. It's awesome. So that is something that is coming ahead for Shocker Nation. Woohoo! I did want to go through a couple points for those who are interested in applying. So it opened as of July 1st. Yay! So very recent for class of 2025. Mallory Bush, I'm admitting you. I just admitted her, Rainey. So here's the admission criteria for incoming freshmen. So it's a 2.25 unweighted GPA or a 21 ACT or 1060 on SAT. You do not have to qualify for all three of those. You just have to qualify for one of those. And then for transfer students, it's just a 2.0 transfer cumulative GPA. So we will not be looking at your high school GPA, just whatever you've received as a transfer student. Okay, oh, sorry, I thought I clicked next. Eek. There we go. We understand college can be expensive. It costs money. That's just the reality of it. So we want to offer as many scholarships or financial aid as possible to our students because We want them to come to college and get their education so they can be successful in their life and their future. So one way is for our incoming freshmen, we have the Freshman Merit Scholarship. And this one's nice because you don't have to apply for it. You are instantly qualified for it if we have your GPA and your test score. So on the right-hand side is that grid, and it kind of looks confusing, but think of it as matching the two. So for example, if I have a 28 ACT and then I have a 4.0. So I will be that 14,000, the slash 22,000. So the top number is out of state rates. And then the bottom number, the bold number is for in-state. So if you are from Kansas, Kansas resident, you'll be that bold number. If you're out of state resident, it's going to be the 14,000, that top number. And what's nice is all we need your score and your GPA the December before starting at Wichita State. So there is some time. So for example, if anyone's going into their senior year, going to come to college in 2025, you have a whole semester pretty much. The rest of summer and a whole semester to send us your test score and GPA. I know the ACT/SAT is not the most fun test to take. However, it's very, very beneficial for scholarship purposes. So this is just one example of wanting to help you financially. There are way more scholarships to check out. So if you go to Wichita.edu/scholarships, there'll be way more on there for you to explore and to see what's best for you. And our Office of Financial Aid and Scholarships are so nice. They're very, very helpful. If you do have any questions, you can just reach out to them either by email or call them. And their website's at the very bottom, the Wichita.edu/financial aid. There are other scholarships through academic colleges and departments. You just have to be a little more intentional of asking either your advisor or someone who works in the office in the department what's available that you are eligible for. So just be a little more intentional in that. You'll never know. You might be surprised on how many scholarships through your college or department there are, just because they might not be promoting it as much since it is to a smaller group of students. So just please ask your advisor. Always be asking about scholarships. There are scholarships all throughout the year. And the program we use is called Scholarship Universe. So at the bottom, Wichita.edu/scholarship universe, that's the direct link to the program. And what's nice there is when you log in with your student account, you can fill out, a demographic quiz, just giving us more information about you. And then it will pull all of the scholarships that you are eligible for that are open right on the main screen for you. So you don't have to go searching for it on our website or where's that link? Where do I find this? It's all on Scholarship Universe for you. So there is that page. And seriously, feel free to reach out to financial aid if you do have any questions. They would be more than happy to help you. They're so wonderful over there. And just want to give you a little timeline of what's now versus what's to come, or kind of start planning for. Keep it in the back of your brain. So like I said, as of July 1st, you can apply in the direct link. We love our direct URLs at Wichita State. We love it. So if you go to wichita.edu/apply, that'll take you to the start of filling out an application. And then September to November-ish, this is, like I said before, kind of start considering taking the test to be considered for the Freshman Merit Scholarship, the transfer, or just Freshman Merit Scholarship, and then other scholarships that will require your ACT score. Not all of them, it really depends, but the one that I try to push the most is that Freshman Merit Scholarship. And then October 1st is when our housing application will open. And like I said, URL, so if you go to wichita.edu/housing, that's their main page. I would encourage students to apply for housing between October 1st and December 1st. That 2-month time frame is kind of that sweet spot of top priorities. So if you are applying within that time frame, you are pretty much at the top of the list of being the first to pick your house, excuse me, like we're in Harry Potter, sorry, your building and or the room you want. So, sorry, Rainey, I see you laughing. So if you are really, really in love with Shocker Hall, which is one of 2 of freshman dorms, and you're like, I really want that traditional 2-bedroom in Shocker Hall, I would apply for housing as soon as possible, just so you have a higher chance of getting the room and building you want. November 1st is when we have the deadline to apply for larger scholarship competitions. One of them is being Distinguished Scholarship Invitational, also short for DSI, and that is high school seniors going into, in November, that's the end of your first semester of your senior year. And it is an on-campus scholarship competition where there are 3 Gore scholarships, and each Gore scholarship is $64,000. So it is very generous. We love it so much. But there's also a business scholarship competition that same weekend, correct, Rainey? Yes. Are you going to talk about it a little more? Because I don't have to go into it.
Got it.
I got it.
I'll do it.
Okay, perfect.
I got
So
it.
what's nice for you all, being interested in business, if you're current or going into your senior year, going into college 2025, is that you can compete in DSI and the business ones in one weekend and knock them out. So that is very nice and very convenient, especially for students who are either out of town or out of state or out of country. So just keep that in mind. A lot of the application deadline or to apply specifically for that competition might be around November 1st. Dates are to come. A little too early. I don't think it's been announced yet, but think of November 1st. And then scholarship materials due November 10th. So about mid-November is when you'll send us your applications and everything. And then December 1st, this is the final deadline for consideration for the FAFSA is around this time. We do not know if that is the exact date for the FAFSA, so just keep a lookout in your email for when that application does open, because obviously that would help tremendously, and I would recommend filling it out. Whatever your financial situation is just fill it out. So hopefully that will be out and available by December 1st. And then lastly, we would love to keep you updated of events that are coming up or different things on social media that we're pushing for. So just wanted to put the screen out there if you want to keep up to date. We do have a blog, and a lot of our blogs are written by current students. So if you want to hear more about current student perspectives, you can also follow our blog, or you can follow them on Instagram. It's called Shocker EXP. And Kaylin here is a current student ambassador, and she will definitely give you a student panel later. So if you do have questions for a current student ambassador, we have Kaylin and then our business ambassadors who can probably give you a little more perspective as a student, but specifically a business student. Okay, and now I'm open for questions, but I know a lot of the information you're probably wanting to hear is from Rainey, but does anyone have any questions for me? And I'll be here the rest of the night. Okay, coolio. Let me unshare this and give it over to Rainey. But if you do have any questions, feel free to type something in the chat, or if you want to wait until later to ask our student ambassadors, perfect. That's wonderful.
Awesome. Thank you, Quinn. I am going to share my screen. There we go. Okay. Oh, do I have to do the same thing?
No, I think I just see the one.
No, I
see the two.
had it right the first time.
Nice.
Perfect. Okay. Hello, everyone. My name is Rainey. I am the undergraduate recruitment coordinator for the Barton School of Business. Huge shout out to admissions for partnering with us for this event to try to get you all some information about the Barton School, answer any questions you have about studying business at Wichita State, and just give you a little bit more information about all the wonderful things that we are doing over here. So, just to get it started, the Barton School of Business here at Wichita State University, we are the premier business school in the state of Kansas. We are home to 11 total undergraduate majors. We were at 10. We just got to 11 this past spring. So starting in fall 2024, we are launching our brand new hospitality major. We are super excited about this. So hospitality, all things customer service, customer experience, restaurant industry, food and beverage, hotel management, festival planning, all of that goes into hospitality. So we are super excited to bring hospitality on as our 11th major. Here at Wichita State, regardless of what major you are in, we put a huge emphasis on student success and applied learning. So student success, pretty self-explanatory. Everything goes into student success, whether it is providing tutoring resources for our accounting students, having business student organizations, business study abroad. All of that goes into student success. So we want our students to be successful while they're here at Wichita State, but we also want you to have experiences that will prepare you for the business world or whatever comes next. So that's where applied learning really comes into play. So for our business students, that really looks like internships, which we're going to talk about in just a minute. As Quinn mentioned, college can be expensive. While Wichita State is very affordable, it still costs money to come here and be in Shocker Nation. And so to help students out on their educational journey, we are so proud that we are able to award about $1.1 million every single year in scholarships for our students. Now, accreditation might not be like the most exciting topic in the entire world, but accreditation is very important. It's what allows us to say we're great, and we can prove that we're great because we have data to back that up, and we've met incredibly high standards. So we have not just one, but two accreditations through AACSB, which stands for the Association to Advance Collegiate Schools of Business. I was going to use that as a trivia question, but I even get like tripped up on it occasionally, and so I don't want to do that to y'all. So AACSB is the leading accreditation agency for business schools around the world. We have one for all of the Barton School of Business, and then we have one for our School of Accountancy. So having those two puts us in the top 1% of business schools worldwide, which is something that we are incredibly proud. And we will get to her later because she deserves her own moment, but our brand new state-of-the-art facility, Woolsey Hall, we've been living in Woolsey for about 2 years. We're coming up on the 2-year anniversary at the end of the month. So we'll go into a little bit more detail and show a little video about Woolsey in just a minute. So, super important, probably something that you are wondering, what would I study? What would that look like? What would my degree be in? So here are all of our options for studying business at Wichita State. So like I said, we have a total of 11 majors, and all of our majors are listed on the left-hand side of the screen. Now, some of our majors have other specific areas. Think of it as kind of like a specialty track within that specific major. So for example, you could major in finance, or you could major in finance with an emphasis in real estate. So the same finance major, you're just taking a few additional specialty courses. So not all of our majors offer some of those specialty areas, but some of them do. So we have our accounting major. Accounting, it's probably our most rigorous major, kind of mirrors the accounting field. So it's a very structured major, but it works. It gets students prepared for whatever they want to do in the field of accounting, whether they want to be a CPA, get their master's of accounting seat, go work for an accounting firm. It will get you prepared, but it is a pretty rigorous and pretty structured program. We have our business administration major. So you take a little bit of a lot of different areas within business administration. So think of it as just general business. We have our economics major. Economics students could also add our real estate program. So 4 additional real estate courses that you would add onto your degree. We have our entrepreneurship major, which is the only entrepreneurship major, dedicated major in the state of Kansas that also has an option to study real estate. Our finance degree, you can also study real estate with that one. We have our hospitality, which again, starting this fall. So by the time you all would get here and be a student, we would have had the program for at least a year, maybe 2, depending on when you graduate high school. And so we would work out any of the kinks, any of the issues, and get ready for you all. Human resource management, international business, information technology and management information systems. It's a very, very long title. We just call it MIS. So management and then marketing. Our marketing department, they have a lot of different options for their students. So you could do marketing real estate. We also have a digital marketing program. So that would be social media marketing, web development, that would be digital marketing. And then our data-driven marketing and intelligence program is like marketing analytics. So the number side of marketing, how to interpret the data with social media and how to use that to predict where your business can go. So those are all of our areas of study. Now, some students may choose to add what is called a minor. So think of a minor as something that complements your degree in some way, shape, or form. So maybe if you major in accounting, you want a minor in finance or minor in business analytics. Maybe with human resource management, you want to minor in entrepreneurship or minor in management. You can do whatever you would like to do. You can minor in pottery for all I care. It is your path. It is your choice. However, a lot of our business programs do fit very well together to have as a major or a minor. A couple of unique ones that we have, business analytics, super popular. We don't offer business analytics as a major yet. We're hoping to change that in the next few years, but it is a pretty popular minor. We also have operations management, personal selling, and then supply chain management. So those are kind of some specific minors that are different than the majors that we offer. Okay, we have come to our first trivia question. Now, we have prizes. Don't worry. And you're probably thinking, well, Rainey, I can't just walk over to campus unless you live local and go get them. That's okay. We're going to mail it to you. So don't be afraid. Tulsa, Oklahoma, we will pay ground shipping for you to get a prize. So, Quinn, how do you want to do this? What is the best way? Is it just like unmute yourself and go for it?
Yeah, no, you go for it, and I will write
Okay.
down the winners so that
Okay.
we can make sure we mail your prize
Yes.
to you.
So just shout out the answer. We're not going to raise our hands here. We're not in class. So when you know the answer, just shout it out. And whoever gets it first, you will get a super awesome prize mailed to you. Oh gosh, I got too excited. Okay. Question number 1. How many undergraduate majors do we have in the Barton School of Business? Go.
Was it 11?
Who did you hear first?
It was a tie for me, but that's fine. I will give it to both of you. So it's Abby
Okay.
and Terrence.
Oh my
Yay!
gosh, it like raises your hand when you
Oh, nice. Yay, good
technology.
job, both of you, paying attention.
Good job, everybody. Yes, the answer is 11. 11 total undergraduate majors. That is what we have. Okay. Moving on. Now, this looks complicated. I promise you it isn't. The reason why we do go over these degree completion plans is because the number one question that I often get asked when I am talking with high school students is questions about how my credits will transfer over in terms of dual credit courses, AP test scores, or really students want to know what are the classes I'm going to be taking for a business degree. So I'm going to break this down and make it a lot less complicated. Okay. So this is what we call a degree completion plan. This is a sample 4-year plan of classes for a specific major. For this, we just kind of keep it simple and we do business administration. It will look slightly different for whatever major you choose. And the good thing is, all of these are listed on our website. We do not gatekeep our curriculum in any way, shape, or form. We want you to know, we want you to be able to actually see what classes you are going to take. Now, this isn't a textbook thing for you. It might look a little different depending on if you're bringing in any credits with you, but this at least gives you an idea of what classes look like for a business student. So we are always going to have our students start out with some of those general education. So general education, those are those courses that everybody has to do, regardless of what your major is. That is your English 101, your English 102, college algebra. We require a science class now. It was always very popular with our business students that we didn't require a science class. So if you don't like science, I'm very sorry. If you do like it, then this is great for you. But you just have to do one, just one with a lab. So technically 2, but that's it. Then you don't have to do any more science. the entire time, unless you switch your major from like accounting to biology, then that's the rest of your life. But for our business students, just one science class, that's it. We have a couple of introductory business classes like our BGM 100, so like Business 101. We require all of our business students to take an Excel class. We used to not require it, and then we found that students were struggling with everything else. So we do require an Excel class. We got business statistics on there. We have business calc on there. And then once we get kind of through those introductory courses, we are going to start diving into what we refer to as our business core classes. These are courses that all business students have to take. So Terrence, if you choose that you want to major in marketing, that's great. We love that journey for you. You're still going to take an intro to finance class, intro to management. Jasmine, you will take marketing, even if you want to do accounting. So those core classes are important for you later on. We want you to have a foundation of knowledge in a variety of business subjects. So that's why you see international business, macroeconomics, business law, all of those classes. You can move some of them around. So if you think you kind of are interested in marketing, but you don't know for sure, then we'll make sure that you take marketing 300 as soon as you possibly can. So there is some wiggle room. We can move some of those around. And then everything else is going to be major specific. So really after your first year, if you're just doing gen eds your first year, everything after that is pretty much going to be business specific. So that is kind of the flow of how classes work. If there are specific questions about like transfer credits and everything, then we can get to those kind of in like the Q&A portion. I already mentioned applied learning, but just to kind of build upon that a little bit more, internships are pretty popular for business students. So we want to get you out into the business world, work alongside a professional doing the job that you would like to do, and then have you trained and do that work for you. I think gone are the days where a lot of internships are just kind of running errands and you're not getting paid. Our students who are interning for large companies and for prominent businesses, they're earning a pretty decent income as a student intern, and they're doing incredible work, real work for a real company. So that is always the goal. We also have other opportunities for student employment, research opportunities. So if you want to do research alongside a professor, then that would all count as an applied learning experience. Support system is pretty important. We're not just going to kind of throw you into college and say, good luck, we'll see you at graduation. We're going to be there with you every single step of the way. So 2 specific offices within the business school is our Business Student Success Center and our Office of Career and Professional Development. Business Student Success, that is where I get to work. That's where we house all of our incredibly amazing academic advisors. Beyond your first year, academic advising is not required, but it is highly encouraged. So maybe you want to add a minor or change your major within business, or maybe you didn't do so well in a class, you had to drop it, and so you need to see if that's going to affect anything. That is what our advisors are here for. They are here to make sure you are on track and you are accomplishing your goals. We also house recruitment, student engagement, and study abroad opportunities for business students as well. Our Office of Career and Professional Development works very closely with our Shocker Career Accelerator on campus. Shocker Career Accelerator is fantastic. They do wonderful work for all students. We wanted to go like one step further for our business students and provide services that were very business specific. So we have a lot of really great programs. Our professional ed program, that's what this bottom picture is with Michelle over here. She was a business student. Now she works at, I think, Textron, and comes back and does all of these presentations for us. If you have an interview coming up for an internship and you're really nervous about it, we will do a mock interview with you. Even if it's on Zoom, we will mirror that interview on Zoom with you. We'll review a resume. We bring in LinkedIn professionals. We have a huge career fair every single year to the point where we had to spread it out over a couple of days because we were violating fire code in the building. That's how many businesses we had who were wanting to come and hire our students. So a lot of really great things going on in terms of getting students career ready. Involvement. Getting involved on campus is super important. I'm a huge supporter of students getting involved. Before I came over to the business school, I worked on campus with our fraternities and sororities. So I think for students joining student organizations, it's such an important part of a college experience. I was an involved student in college. Quinn was as well. And look at us, we're amazing. So joining a student organization is super great. We have tons on campus, like over 200. And some of them are specific for business students. American Marketing Association, you don't have to be a marketing student to join. You just have to have an interest in marketing. Beta Alpha Psi is an honor society for accounting, finance students. DECA, so if any of you have done DECA or business professionals, BPA, or FBLA, they're all very similar. Collegiate DECA is very much a thing, and so we have a pretty great Collegiate DECA chapter here. Our MIS club is actually a partnership with Koch Industries, so every student in the MIS club can get like a mentor from Koch, which is super cool. All of these are business student organizations for you to potentially join as a business student. Maybe pay a little extra attention to this because you might need this information. For question number two. Question number two, my friends. We ready? Go ahead and shout it out. Name two business student organizations that we have. It's just on the screen.
DECA and Economists Anonymous, I think.
Yes,
Something
Economists Anonymous. I'm a little biased. I just think the name is just the cutest thing in the world. So yes, DECA and Economists Anonymous are two of our student organizations. All right, just a few more things. I want to make sure I touch upon study abroad. Study abroad in business is actually a pretty common occurrence for students. Business is everywhere. Business is universal. So it's very easy for our business students to study abroad. It's important to understand that with study abroad, you are paying WSU tuition. So you're not paying tuition at Wichita State and then the University of France. You're not paying both. You're just paying hours, and you're taking courses for your degree just at a different school. So you're not just going and taking like a random art history class. You are taking business specific courses for your business degree just at another university somewhere in the world. All of our study abroad programs are in English, so you do not have to know another language. I went to Germany as part of my MBA program, and I don't know a lick of German. I tried to do Duolingo. It's really hard. So I could say like Danke, which is thank you, but other than that, that's it. So you do not have to know another language in order to study abroad. We have a lot of really great options, short-term options. If you just want to go for 2 weeks, maybe you want to go for summer. Summer is pretty popular with our business students. We have a whole slew of kids over in Europe right now. And then there's also semester-long programs as well. Scholarships, I'm not going to talk too much about the top part of this slide because Quinn did a wonderful job talking about all of those. But I did want to highlight, again, a couple of competitions. So our scholarship competition, so if you are going into your senior year, so you're graduating high school in May or whenever, 2025, then you are eligible to compete in our AGH scholarship competition happening on November 22nd. It is the same weekend as the Distinguished Scholarship Invitational. So you can do our competition on Friday, and then you can compete in DSI on Saturday. So students are more than welcome to do both. That is the process of being awarded our largest scholarship, which is a $50,000 scholarship. That is awarded to any incoming business student of any major. One of our students on the call, Kayla, she's one of our ambassadors. Kayla was the recipient of our Jabera scholarship because Kayla is studying entrepreneurship. So that is about a 32,700. I don't know why the number is so off, but 32,700 that's divided up over the course of 4 years. And that's also a competition that happens on November 22nd. Scholarship Universe is going to be your best resource. The second you are admitted to the university, you have access to Scholarship Universe and all of the scholarships that are housed there. We have over 200 individual business scholarships. And the criteria, it really varies because we want our scholarships to really reflect our student population. So they're not all for straight A students because that's not realistic. We even have a couple specific scholarships where you can't have above a 2.75. So scholarships for any different type of student, no matter where you are, where you have come from, we have scholarships available for you. So I mentioned that we have a brand new building. We love her, Woolsey Hall. So Woolsey Hall was finished in 2022, and we have been here ever since. So Woolsey is home to all of our faculty and staff. We have about 10 state-of-the-art classrooms, collaborative learning spaces, lots of really comfortable seating, lots of outlets everywhere, great for study sessions, group projects. It's a wonderful space and we absolutely love it. So we do have a very quick, like a hyperlapse tour of the building. So you're going to see the entire building in like 2 minutes. I think there's like funky little elevator music that plays. No, you can't hear it.
No, I can't hear it, but the video is still working and it's really cool.
Okay, awesome.
Oh, and the cafe, sorry to interject, but Cargill Cafe, they use local roasters. It's called Reverie Roasters. If anyone, I know, Jasmine, I know you're from the area-ish, so really great coffee if anyone's a coffee snob. I really enjoy coffee, so that's just one of many options, either on campus or nearby, that serves local coffee, so it's super good.
Yes, you can also use your meal plan here. And I don't know if they had it in the spring, but starting in the fall, we're going to have sushi. That might be a secret. I'm not sure, but I just told you all, so it's not a secret anymore. You can't hear the music. Okay, so I can talk over it.
Yes.
Okay, wonderful. Those are our job interview rooms. You can also use those as study rooms. We have businesses that will come and do hiring for internships and for jobs, and they'll do those in Woolsey. Conference rooms aren't just for professors and business leaders. You can also reserve those spaces as well. I think kind of a fun thing to note about our computer labs, you'll notice that every station is a double monitor. I think Quinn can attest to this. When you work, double monitors are life-changing. It's a life-changing endeavor. And so we want to mirror a business and like industry in our classrooms. And so for accounting and finance and econ and MIS, for those more STEM classes, you are going to have classes in our computer lab and you're going to be working at a dual monitor because that is most likely what you would have in the workforce. And so we try to really mirror things like that in our classes to get you into that mindset of being a business professional.
And you can keep playing, you don't have to pause, but most classroom sizes are not large. It's probably 20 students or less. I think the classroom you saw on the first floor was very large, which is great. I love the natural lighting and the big seminar room that can hold what 100 so 300 people. That is very large. Our class sizes are relatively small, so you can have a really great one-on-one personal relationship with your professor just because it happens naturally. And we want you to have good connections with your professors because they are going to be a great aid and resource for you, obviously taking their class. So those two class sizes does not accurately show the class sizes that students are actually in.
That is just what the room can hold. That does not mean that your classes are going to be that large. Okay, our final question of the night. What year was Goldie Hall built?
2022.
Yes.
Yes, there we go, Queen.
Good job, Ash.
Yes, we love that. So feel free to take a screenshot of, or I guess this is being recorded. So you can take a screenshot of it if you want to, or a picture of it. Our social media is on there. So we have our Instagram, Twitter, X, whatever. I still have not changed that. Facebook. If you have not been to campus and you would like to come to campus, then you can just visit Wichita.edu/visit. And that is through the Office of Admissions. If you request business, then you would meet with me for your academic appointment. But a lot of really great things going on in the business school. I'm super biased, but okay.
Any quick questions for Rainey? Because next we have a student panel. So if you would like to save questions, feel free, but you can also ask Rainey. Okay, awesome. I'm going to ask our student ambassadors and our business ambassadors if you can put your video back on and unmute yourself and then introduce yourself. So, Kaylin, I'm just going to start with you because you were the first name I saw.
All right. Hi, everyone. My name's Kaylin Richardson. I'm a junior studying elementary education with a minor in marketing.
All right, hi everybody. I'm Kayla. I am going to be a sophomore and I am studying entrepreneurship.
Hi guys, I'm Trinity. I am a senior and I am studying international business and economics.
Trinity is, I'm going to brag about you, Trinity. I'm sorry. We don't have Trinity's picture on the scholarship slide because she was our #COVID scholarship winner. So she was awarded her Barton scholarship via Zoom. But that does not limit the fact that we love Trinity. So Trinity is one of our Barton scholarship recipients. So she went through, while it was a virtual process, she went through our scholarship competition, as well as Kayla is a scholarship recipient as well. So if you have questions about the scholarship competition, then they would be a good person to ask about that.
Awesome. Thank you, you three. And like they mentioned, Kaylin is a part of SAS, which is Student Ambassador Society. So a little different from what Trinity and Kayla are in. So they're specifically ambassadors for the business college. So if you have directed business questions, you can ask Trinity and Kayla. I mean, Kaylin can also help you as well. But if you have other campus questions, Kaylin can also help you. But does anyone want to start us out with questions? We love questions here.
We also came up with some if you're being shy, which is okay.
And if you want to put in the chat, that is also okay.
Why don't we just kick it off? Maybe you're still kind of marinating on a question. So why don't we kick it off? Why don't each of you, and Kaylin, we'll start with you. Why did you pick Wichita State? What was it about Shocker Nation that really kind of drew you in?
Yeah, so for me, it was an abundance of reasons, but kind of the big two were the affordability and the versatility. So affordability was a big kind of like my number one thing, just because college I'm paying for myself. And so I wanted to kind of pick the most affordable option. But that versatility as well was important to me because I value my quality of education. So I am going to school to be an education or an elementary education teacher, but what I found here at Wichita State that I didn't find out at a lot of other places is that I was still able to get a minor in business, even though it was not necessarily related to my major. Because I had an interest in business. I just didn't know if that's what I wanted to major in. So I started with a minor, just to kind of dive in a little bit. So then I can still get that education in business while kind of my main focus being education.
Love that. Kayla and Trinity. Kayla, you can go first.
So
Kaylin?
Yeah, sorry. So I chose WSU because I took a campus visit just because I was here for some like weird reception and it was offered and I was like, why not try it? And everyone was really like nice and welcoming, which I hadn't really found at a lot of other universities, which kind of surprised me. But yeah, I just kind of fell in love with WSU through that.
Yeah, mine's just really going to echo the points of the other two. Affordability was a big thing. Obviously, I got a scholarship, but even without it, I looked at other colleges, they were quoting me 5, 6 times what Wichita State was telling me I had to pay for my degree. So big difference there. And then also, yeah, just you really get a personal touch with Wichita State, I feel like. While I was going through my admissions process and through the scholarship competitions, I met a lot of really great faculty members, and they were super awesome. And I, for example, had questions about the economics program. And so one of the people in the business school, Cassandra, she set me up a meeting with two economics professors so I could ask whatever questions I had and ensure that that was the major that I wanted to start with going into college. So really just the care and the personal attention you receive at Wichita State, it's just genuinely wonderful. And it really makes you feel like a person and not just a student paying tuition.
Love that. Any other questions? I think I wrote down like 3, Quinn. So I don't know if you have any kind of rolling around in that noggin of yours.
I think one that's good to maybe go more into depth is the scholarship process. So obviously, like Trinity, Kayla, you have a different perspective. Kaylin, if you have other advice or just experiences with applying for scholarships, either incoming or current, because I know you're also really good at checking Scholarship Universe throughout the academic school year. So any advice, things you would like to tell students with scholarship, anything related?
I guess I can start. So, with my scholarship, every year we have to come back and we get to interact with the students who are competing for it. The winners do. And it's a lot of fun getting to know the students. But the best advice that I can offer, having watched as these students go through these competitions and who's been able to win them, is really be yourself. Don't shut yourself into a little box and act like what you think you should act like. Like, show your personality. Of course, be professional, be kind, be honest in these scholarship competitions, but also be your genuine self. Because if you act like what you think you want them to act like, that's what everyone else is doing too. And it just makes everyone seem like one big group. No one really stands out. So make yourself stand out. Talk about your weird hobby that you have. Maybe you like to collect envelopes. I don't know. Talk about something that makes you unique. And just keep applying. I used to work for the WSU Foundation, or intern for the WSU Foundation, which handles a lot of the scholarships and donations that come into Wichita State. And one of the things that I heard a lot was just how much money goes unclaimed in scholarships each year because people didn't apply for them. So keep applying, keep being your genuine self, really put your personality into your applications, and you'll stand out and you'll make a difference, and you'll really put yourself at the top of the list if you do those things.
I remember my strategy for scholarships was the day they open, which I think is like July 1st. I like wrote down when all the due dates were, and then throughout the school year, I would work on one a week and have a goal to finish one application a week. So that way I never got to a deadline. And was like freaking out because they didn't have a reference or anything. And then also opened me up for more time to apply for more. And then I was in the habit of applying, which is actually how I got my scholarship because I wasn't planning on applying to it. And then it just popped up. So just always keep your eye out and be ready to apply for as many as you want.
Yeah, so I really love our Scholarship Universe platform. So that's where I've received all of my scholarships from. I also receive scholarships from my hometown. So check with your schools, your school districts, and your community because they may have scholarships as well. So I was able to gain some from my community, but a lot from Scholarship Universe. And they make it really simple. You kind of fill out a demographic questionnaire, and it's kind of like endless questions. The more questions you answer, the more specific the scholarships will get to you. And usually it's going to be a smaller pool, so that's more likely you might get earn a scholarship. And so with that, I made it basically a part-time job, and I still apply for them now because I'm still getting scholarships now that maybe I applied for last year, but they're like reviewing applications or things like that. And so just keep checking, keep applying. You can never have too much money for to pay for tuition, and you might get a refund as well. So that's what years past have happened to me. I've gotten refunds from scholarships, so then I'm able to put it in a savings fund for future years or to buy books or like a new laptop or things like that. You have some options with that. So I highly encourage just applying for those scholarships because money's not a bad thing.
And just kind of like another thing, because I also do assist with our scholarship process here in the business school. Everything they're saying is 100% correct. It's completely spot on. I was a first generation college student when I first started out, when I went to college. And so I didn't have people, wonderful students like this, who were encouraging me to seek out those opportunities. And so the big thing is that Trinity's 100% right. We do have scholarships that don't get awarded because students don't apply for them. And that's free money. It's free money that's left over. And so we typically just save that for the next year. But we have tons of amazing scholarships. We have some for students who specifically are out of state, students who are also working, military students, returning adult students. If you have a kid, we have scholarships for you. So a lot of really great opportunities. I think the misconception is that scholarships are just for straight A students. And that's not what it is. Of course, we do reward students for having achieved that. Don't want to minimize that, but we have a lot of different kinds of scholarships. So as a student who never had a really high GPA, I never thought that I was eligible for those, but I didn't do my research. So do your research, get on Scholarship Universe. It's a really awesome tool. Do we have time for one more, Quinn?
Yeah.
Okay. So, Kaylin, I know you were minoring in business. We love our business minors. So this is for you as well. But what has been something for all three of you, something that maybe has like surprised you about the business school that like you weren't expecting? Or if that is too hard of a question, maybe just something that you enjoy about the business school as well. Other than me working here. Something that surprised you or something that you just genuinely like. Trinity, you are the oldest seasoned student on this chat, so I will toss it to you first.
All right. I mean, obviously, Rainey working there is a plus. But I think really the flexibility that the business school offers you in building your degree, it's great. I have 3 majors to across colleges, and I feel like a lot of colleges and advisors will kind of stifle you a little bit, and they'll tell you like, oh no, you need to take this class or you need to take this class. Yes, I do like to stay busy. And they will try to keep you at the college as long as possible because the longer you're at the college, the more money you're paying and the more you're feeding into the college. The business school's not like that. Wichita State even is not like that. My advisors sit down with me and we hunt through every single class each college has to offer and find the ones that will count for the most credits for the each of my degrees. So even though I did do three majors, I'm finishing in 4 years because probably 60-70% of those classes overlapped with each other and counted for 1, 2, or all 3 majors. So really just the flexibility they offer. Sometimes, you have a class that you really want to take and you think it looks really interesting, but it's not in your degree program. Sometimes your advisor will say, well, let me take a look into that. And they'll go contact the department on your behalf and say, hey, they really want to take this class. Could we make it count for something? And usually they're very awesome and flexible. And they're like, yes, absolutely. So I didn't take business negotiation. I took poli-sci negotiation and diplomacy, which was a really fun class. And they let me do that. So it's just really the flexibility they let you have in your degree, and you get to tailor it to yourself and really personalize it is probably my favorite thing about being at WSU and in the Barton Business School.
Kayla, you want to go next? And then Kaylin.
Yeah, I can go next. Sorry, I keep on mixing up our names. Yeah, so one of my favorite parts was professional edge, which I kind of knew a little bit about before coming here. But really, like, I always thought that it'd be like boring stuff I'd have to go to, like an Excel workshop, but which they do have, which are actually really helpful, to be honest. But they also have lots of really fun ones. Like, they have one where you can go to like a J.C. Penney for a day or something, and they can help you find business professional clothes to wear to an interview, and you can get a discount on them too, which is really nice. Or in the spring, I did like a mocktail hour, which was honestly really delicious, and I met a lot of really good people, both students and professional business people. And you just get to network in a really fun way before you're even out of college. And it's just a really fun experience I wasn't expecting.
Yeah, so for me, something I've really enjoyed across the board through all my different classes that I've taken, is just how personable our professors are. So I've taken a lot of my business classes online. And even then, when I'm doing virtual on your own kind of homework and going and watching videos and things like that, my professors are still checking in with us like more than just once a week. It's like pretty much like every day, every other day. Sending emails like just to me. I had some different circumstances pop up throughout the semester, and they were really understanding. As long as I'm just communicating with them, they care about your education. They want you to succeed and do the best that you possibly can. So they're there for you as long as like, you're just communicating with them. I just love how kind and awesome they all are across the board.
Agreed. I also think that they are wonderful and kind. Well, Quinn, it's 8:02. So
It's 8:02. Does anyone have a last question that they are just dying to ask that we can help you with? Okay, that means we answered all your questions, so that's great.
wonderful.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming tonight. We really appreciate it. Hope you learned something new about the Business College EA, and feel free to reach out to either Rainey or I mean, more admissions questions, but if you have more business
Yes.
questions, please reach out to Rainey. Anyone in the College of Business would be more than happy to help you. We do have a question. Are online classes available? Are you meaning
Yes.
like for fall or just in general? Because both is yes.
Yeah, both is yes. If it's just business classes in general, about half of our majors you can take entirely as an online program. So like marketing, you could do marketing in person or you could do marketing online. When you are an online student, all of your classes are online. Other than that, we do have a lot of online classes. Business is very adaptable. And when COVID happened, we were able to really kind of lean into it and offer a lot of our classes online. So I can tell you, I feel 100% comfortable telling you that you will have at least one online class per semester. It's pretty common. Now, maybe that'll change in 2 years as more research is being done on this generation post-COVID, but as of right now, we do offer a lot of online classes, but we try to make sure that online does not mean that you are losing any quality of education versus in person. Great question.
Oh,
also?
yes, great question. But I
Yep,
think with online classes, we all survived a global pandemic.
we
We
did.
all know that. It all
Yes.
happened. Yes. And I think that has helped students put into perspective how they study and how they study well. I think very quickly an individual could learn like online classes just aren't for me, but that's a great way for you to learn how you can study best despite being in an online class. I actually loved all of my online classes and my whole grad program was online and I ended up learning a lot. And it shocked me because at first I'm like, I don't really like online classes, but I realized how I can utilize my like online platform, Blackboard. How can I ask my professors questions where I know
Yeah.
I'm going to get quality answers? And so really lean into what resources you have through the class as well as your professor. So you do learn a lot. Well, you learn a lot when you're taking classes, but you also learn a lot when you're taking online classes specifically.
Mhm.
But yeah, great question.
Retweet.
Re-X? What?
Re-X. I don't know what it's called.
I don't know what it's called either.
We're just going to keep calling it retweet
Yeah.
until we're told differently.
Is there anything else that we can help you with? Okay, awesome. Well, we just got down to business. Thank you all, everyone. Clever title, by the way, Rainy. Very clever.
Thank you very much.
So
Very
thank you all
easy
for
to do.
coming. Abby and Terrence will definitely mail you some fun goodies. So check the
Yes.
mail in the next couple of weeks. Could not tell you the correct guesstimate of when it will get mailed, but it will be mailed, I swear. So you are all free to go. Thank you so much. If you do want to stay and ask us questions, feel free. No worries. We'll be on for the next few minutes.
Right. Thank you. Bye.
Thank
Have a
you.
great night.
Thank you.
Of course. Have a good night. Thank you so
Absolutely.
much.
Jasmine, did you have a question?
I do.
Okay.
So I am currently a transfer student. So I'm
Love it.
halfway through my associate's degree, which will be my third associate's degree.
Okay.
But I'm wanting an EMBA.
Oh,
So specifically, I have someone who works at the Barton School of Business that she told me like you guys would specifically be the best college for me to go to get my EMBA and like
who is it?
Meredith Dwyer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she told me that you guys would be the best. However, I am a little bit worried because I opened my own business a week ago.
Okay.
So I'm wanting my EMBA so that I can continue just like being
Yeah.
the best boss and businesswoman as I can.
Right.
So I just kind of wanted to know like flexibility wise, because I have been taking way too many credits. I think I was about 8 credits over my limit last semester. But just wanted to see where you guys stand on that.
So EMBA, it's a very unique program, and I'm going to be 100% transparent with you. It is not my area of expertise because that is a graduate program. And we have someone else who handles that. So I'm going to ask, Quinn, can you send me via email or wherever Jasmine's like contact information?
I can do that. Jasmine, is that
Thank
okay?
you so much.
That's perfect.
Is that
Okay.
okay? So I'm going to have Quinn send me that because she has access to that. And then I'm going to pass your information along, if you're okay with this, to Stephanie Cockrell. She is our director of graduate programs. EMBA is her baby. And she has 2 children, and I think she loves EMBA more than she loves her 2 daughters. So she loves this program so much, and she has put so much blood, sweat, and tears into EMBA because EMBA, it's pretty unique. Because it's this interesting mix of mentorship as well as academics. And I know that our EMBA program was a little stagnant. It was kind of gone for a while, and then she kind of like resurrected it. So that is where I think I'm gonna stop with you because I don't want to give you information that is not correct.
Okay.
But I know that I think you would have to come to campus like once a month.
Okay.
There's a lot of online flexibility because you are working professional. So that is the point of EMBA, is for it to be flexible. But but I'm going to send your information to Stephanie, and I'm going to have her reach out to you. Quinn literally just sent it to me. So I'm going to send all of that to Stephanie, and then she will be in contact with you very, very soon.
Okay, perfect.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
She can sit down with you. She can also do a Zoom call or a phone call and get you some more information about EMBA and see what kind of works.
Perfect.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, Rainey.
No, you're good.
The transfer gateway is the tool we use to help you see credits that transfer over to a certain degree at Wichita State. I'm assuming that still works for the degree you're wanting to pursue. So again, we love our URL. So I just put that in the chat for you. And when you first log onto the screen, I'll be like, sign in. You don't have to sign in. You can continue as guest. And so I don't know if that would be helpful for you with your journey of transferring. But I know that's kind of nice to see, like, okay, this specific class that I took goes specifically towards this credit of this degree. So then by the end of typing in all of your credits, you can see, oh, I'm 60% of the way done with the degree when I transfer to Wichita State. So put that in there. Honestly, if you just Google Wichita State Transfer Gateway, it will also pop up for you.
Okay, sounds perfect. Thank you so much.
I'm literally emailing Stephanie right now. She will see that tomorrow, and then she'll reach out to you. Okay.
Awesome. Thank you.
No problem.
Is there anything else we can help you with? That was a great question, by the way.
Yeah.
I think that was pretty much all I had. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Okay. Slay.
Okay.